What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a good weekend. Justin here to do a new WrestleMania themed show. It's like a countdown show, top 10 WrestleMania theme. It's top 10, the top 10 fun WrestleMania facts. Now, I just started thinking of this show last night because I was watching some old WrestleMania matches on the network, and during one of them, before I watched Mickie James against Trish Stratus. Before that, I thought of it. I started thinking of wrestlers and Hall of Famers that are in the Hall of Fame, and some of them have not been a part of that many WrestleManias. And that's what this show is about. It's fun, top 10 fun WrestleMania facts. Number 10. He's not in the Hall of Fame, but he should be. I'd call him a legend. So number 10 would be King Kong Bundy. King Kong Bundy has only appeared in 4 WrestleMania events. He's only been a part of 4 of them. He's part of WrestleMania 1, 2, 3, and then he returned in 95. He returned at WrestleMania 11. It wasn't a good of a return, but he did return. He still was big. He still looked like a monster. So number 10, King Kong Bundy. The guy's a legend, but he's only been a part of 4 WrestleManias. And now he's kind of outspoken, and I guess he has a lot of heat with the company. Number 9, Scott Hall. Scott Hall. Razor Ramon. Hall of Fame talent. The guy's only been a part. Scott Hall. In his WWF run, when he was Razor Ramon. Well, Scott Hall, same as King Kong Bundy. Scott Hall at number 9. Scott Hall has only been a part of 4 WrestleManias, where he had 4 matches. He was a part of WrestleMania 9, was his first. WrestleMania 9, 10, 11. He was still under contract at WrestleMania 12, and they didn't let him have a match. I guess because, I don't know. I don't know why. He didn't wrestle at WrestleMania 12. He should have. He still is a big star, and he was still in his prime in 96. But I don't know. Maybe Vince found out he was negotiating to go to WCW. That's why maybe he was punished. Or they just had no room for him on the card at WrestleMania 12. I find that hard to believe, because they had room for everybody, just about. I mean, Savio Vega, he had a WrestleMania match at WrestleMania 12. Nothing against Savio Vega, but Razor Ramon was a bigger star. So number 9 is Scott Hall only had 4 WrestleMania matches. There's a fun fact for you. King Kong Bundy only had 4 WrestleMania matches. Number 8. Number 8 is a WrestleMania debut. The WrestleMania debut. She made her debut at WrestleMania 22. It was a WrestleMania debut, and it was historic because she won the women's title. So she made her debut, and she won a championship at her first WrestleMania. Pretty historic. There's a fun fact for you. Mickie James made a WrestleMania debut and won the title at WrestleMania 22. Now number 7 is another WrestleMania debut and a title win for these 2 guys. WrestleMania 4, the debut of their WrestleMania debut, Demolition. Won the tag team titles, defeated Strikeforce. So Demolition made their debut, made history, won the titles at their first WrestleMania, just like Mickie James. made her debut and won the title. Number 6, another WrestleMania debut and another historic title win. Number 6 is the WrestleMania debut of Brock Lesnar, the Beast. WrestleMania 19, he made his debut at WrestleMania. He made his debut in April or March of 2002, the day after WrestleMania 18. Brock, I believe the day after WrestleMania 18, he made his debut on Raw and destroyed a couple mid-carders. So number 6 is the WrestleMania debut of Brock Lesnar, and he won the WWE Undisputed title in his first WrestleMania match and his debut. That's pretty crazy if you think about it. Mickie James, Demolition, Brock Lesnar all made their WrestleMania debuts and won titles. There's 3 fun facts for you. Number 5, the first 9 WrestleManias were headlined by Hulk Hogan. The first 9 WrestleMania events, Hulk Hogan was a part of all the main events. He was on the final segments of all 9 WrestleManias. Pretty damn historic. So number 5, Hulk Hogan headlined, main evented the first 9 WrestleMania events. 1 to 9. Number 4, Mr. McMahon character, Mr. McMahon at WrestleManias. Mr. McMahon only had 3 WrestleMania matches. WrestleMania 17 against his son, WrestleMania 19 against Hulk Hogan, and WrestleMania 22 against Shawn Michaels. So number 4, this top 10 WrestleMania fun facts. Number 4 is Mr. McMahon, the boss, only had 3 WrestleMania matches. Now, he could add like at least 5 or 10. If he wanted to, he could have put himself in a match every year. After his Mr. McMahon character was created, he could have booked himself at WrestleMania 15, 16, 18. He could have booked himself at any WrestleMania he wanted. But he was only involved in 3 WrestleMania matches. Number 3 now. Rey Mysterio made his WrestleMania debut at WrestleMania 19. Rey Mysterio made his WrestleMania debut, got a title match, went after the Cruiserweight title against version 1, Matt Hardy, and Rey Mysterio lost. So that's a fun fact for you. WrestleMania, Rey Mysterio's WrestleMania debut, and he gets a title shot and he loses. Who the hell loses a WrestleMania debut? That was not a good idea. That was very stupid. And I swear, before I put down Rey Mysterio on this WrestleMania top 10 fun facts, before I added Rey Mysterio to this show, I thought he won. I forgot, and I swear I thought he won. I thought he won his WrestleMania debut. So I went back to the network. I watched it. I saw the end. And he lost. I was like, what? When I watched it, and I watched it yesterday, last night. And I was like, what? What the fuck? Why did he lose? Why did he lose his debut? Really stupid. I mean, I guess they did it for shock value or to surprise people that Matt Hardy retained, but that was stupid as hell. So Rey Mysterio loses his WrestleMania debut. At WrestleMania 19, WTF, bad idea. Also, another stupid thing happened at WrestleMania 19. Has nothing to do with this show, but WrestleMania 19, Booker T also lost when he should have defeated Triple H. Number 2 now. We're talking about the WrestleManias in 3 decades, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. In 3 decades of WrestleMania. 80s, 90s, 2000s, only 3 wrestlers, 3 superstars, and they're all big names. They're all legends, real big legends, huge superstars. 80s, 90s, 2000s, the only 3 that have had matches at WrestleManias in the 80s, in the 90s, and the 2000s, here are the only 3. HBK Shawn Michaels. His first was in 89 as part of the Rockers against Big Boss Man and Akeem the Twin Towers. And then HBK into the 90s, the guy was at every WrestleMania, competed at every WrestleMania except 15. He was on every 15 and 13 he wasn't a part of. And then into the 2000s, HBK returned to WrestleMania in 2003 at WrestleMania 19. And HBK's last WrestleMania, I believe, was in 2010 at 26. So, the next name, HBK's, the first one, the next 2 that have competed at WrestleManias in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. Hulk Hogan competed in the 80s at WrestleManias. Competed in the 90s at WrestleManias. In the 90s, he was only part of 90, 91, 92, and 93. So in the 90s, he's really only a part of 4 of them because he left in 94 to go to WCW. Well, he never appeared in the WWF. There's a fun fact. He never appeared on TV in 94 anyways. His last appearance was King of the Ring, 93. And then into the 2000s, Hulk Hogan as Hollywood Hogan came back to the WWF. 2002, WrestleMania 18, Hogan returned, had a really epic WrestleMania match, I think, with The Rock. It was very good, very fun to watch. And Hogan's last WrestleMania match was 2021. He made an appearance at WrestleMania 21, but it wasn't really a match. So the last guy, and if there's more than 3 wrestlers, you can think of more than 3 superstars that have competed in the 80s, 90s, 2000s at WrestleMania, leave it in the comments, because I could only think of 3. HBK, Hulk Hogan, and the third guy is Bret the Hitman Hart. First WrestleMania was WrestleMania 2 in the Battle Royal with NFL football players. I believe Bret was in last, and Andre the Giant picked him up over his head, threw him over the top rope. And Bret Hart actually had a match at WrestleMania in the 2000s, in 2010. 2010, I guess, was the start of a new decade, but who cares? It was still the 2000s, I believe. Maybe some people argue that it wasn't because it was 2010. I don't care. It was still the 2000s. It was 2010 at WrestleMania 26 where Bret Hart returned. I never thought I'd see it. Bret Hart returned in 2010, buried the hatchet with Shawn Michaels, and had a match, and kind of got his revenge for getting screwed against Mr. McMahon, where Mr. McMahon, Mr. McMahon has had, I messed up. Number 4, I said Mr. McMahon only had 3 WrestleMania matches. Mr. McMahon actually had 4. He had 4 WrestleMania matches, not 3. So Bret Hart beat the shit out of Vince, basically, probably because Vince said, I'm sorry, and you can beat the crap out of me as hard as you want. And Bret really beat him with the chair. A lot. So Bret's last WrestleMania was WrestleMania 26. Before that, in the 90s, his last WrestleMania was WrestleMania 13. And Bret's first WrestleMania, as I said, was 1986, WrestleMania 2. So again, if you can think of more than 3 names from WrestleManias in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, if you can think of more than those 3 names, leave it in the comments, because I couldn't think of anybody else that has competed in 3 decades at WrestleManias. Number 1 fun WrestleMania fact. Number 1 is Sting. The legend, the icon, Sting. Sting has only appeared and only had 1 WrestleMania match. 1 WrestleMania match, 1 WrestleMania appearance. And when you think about it, if you're a Sting fan, like I am, that's pretty damn sad. Because he should have got another match than just jobbing to Triple H. That was an awful decision. Sting, before WrestleMania 31, he probably should have went to WWE. Then we could add Sting against The Undertaker. But who would have won? We will never know who would have went over. Because Sting and Undertaker have never met at WrestleMania. They might have met in WCW when Undertaker's Mean Mark. They could have met on TV or at house shows. I don't know. But Sting has only made 1 WrestleMania appearance and had 1 WrestleMania match. Sadly, he had to retire. Because Seth Rollins decided to give him the buckle bomb. That was not a good idea, and then Sting hurt his neck really bad. It's a miracle Sting could finish the match at that Night of Champions, and I'm very happy Sting didn't become paralyzed from that buckle bomb, because the guy was I believe 56 years old at the time. Maybe 57 or 58, I'm not sure. But Sting is number 1. Fun WrestleMania fact. Sting is the only wrestler out of all the legends. Sting has only had 1 WrestleMania match and 1 appearance. You could argue other legends like Bruno Sammartino have never had a WrestleMania match. But I think he did. I think he's a part of WrestleMania 2 Battle Royal. Was Bruno. Even though he's retired. So the only other legends I could think of, and I don't even consider this guy a legend because he's an idiot, but Superstar Billy Graham did not have a WrestleMania match. He's way past his prime anyways, in 85, to be on a WrestleMania. Another guy that has never had a WrestleMania match that I can think of is Bruiser Brody. That's it. I can't think of any other. I guess if you wanted Stan Hansen, he's a legend. Stan Hansen, Hall of Famer, has never had a WrestleMania match. Great Muta, Jushin Thunder Liger, guys like those have never had WrestleMania matches. But I'm talking about in America, a part of American wrestling companies, WCW, NWA, AWA, WWF. Every legend has been on WrestleMania, except for before Sting came, he didn't. He was the only guy that did not have a WrestleMania match. But he finally did at WrestleMania 31. I was really happy for him that he got his WrestleMania moment, but he should have not lost, should have never lost to Triple H. That was stupid. Having DX and the NWO come down, that was pretty damn cool. Because I was 14, 15 years old when the Monday Night Wars were going on. So to see the NWO and DX face off, for me, was pretty damn cool. But Sting losing sucked. And I still don't get it. I still don't understand why he lost. I guess Vince wanted to bury WCW once and for all and say, I won the Monday Night War, so Sting, your WCW, you go down and you're going to lose at WrestleMania. Hope you enjoyed my top 10 Fun WrestleMania Facts show. I wanted to do this show before Monday and Tuesday, and before Sunday, because WrestleMania 34 is only 8 days away. It's only 8 days away. Maybe whenever you're watching this, it could be sooner. Could be very soon. Depends when you're watching this. I'm excited for WrestleMania 34. And I wanted to do this show on the weekend because Monday I'm doing live Raw reactions. Tuesday I'm doing SmackDown live reactions. Wednesday I might do NXT live reactions on a live stream. I don't know. And then after Thursday I'm not doing anything. No videos. Friday I'll do a Hall of Fame review. Saturday I got live reactions and a review for TakeOver. Sunday, many live reactions. And also, I'll do a live stream for the Women's Battle Royal and a live stream during the Ronda Rousey Kurt Angle tag match. So many live reactions on next Sunday for WrestleMania and a WrestleMania review. So bye for now, everybody. Have a great weekend. We're almost at WrestleMania week. It's almost here. I'm excited, and you should be too. Hopefully you got more hyped for WrestleMania from this show. Bye for now.